Everybody, good morning. Good afternoon, and good evening, whatever part of the world you're currently listening to our video blog. I'm going out for a quick walk. It's actually late this evening already. It's almost 8 o'clock. Just so happened that it's still bright outside, so I decided to kind of walk off my dinner. Anyway, let's see how far we get today before we have to turn around. I don't want to walk around this particular area. It's not that it's not safe or anything. I just don't want to be walking in the dark. Okay. I'm kind of scared of the dark, to be honest. So it doesn't matter what kind of neighborhood or city, town, village I'm in. I just don't like walking in the dark. So I'm gonna turn around once I feel a little concerned as far as my surrounding and overall location. Wow, somebody either shot at that car or took a bat to it. Anyway, thanks for joining me, by the way. Today's a nice Friday evening, 1st of May. We are already in the month of May, folks. Almost 6 months into the year already. And to be honest, it feels just like Christmas was just yesterday. To be really 100% honest with you, it feels like Christmas was just yesterday. I guess that's how it is when you're getting older. Time flies, and the more busy you become, the faster time flies. But always enjoy your time, folks. As I mentioned before, if there is anything that you're passionate about, do it. Don't put it off. Don't put things that are important to you off, because to be honest, you never know what could happen. Okay, you can get hit by a Mack truck tomorrow and be disabled for the rest of your life, or something crazy happens that you're not going to be able to travel or walk or do the things that you would like to do, even drive. So make sure to go for whatever it is you're passionate about. So this is kind of my third installment regarding the monarchy, royalty, and the elite, okay, class of this world. I actually split up my video blog just a few days ago. I did my first video blog on royalty and its effects, its negative effects on society, on our faceconomics TV YouTube channel. And then the second installment was on my political channel, where I kind of tied politics to elitism, monarchy, royalty, and the counterproductive nature of royalty. And today, the third installment is on our Faceconomics TV YouTube channel, and eventually podcast. We're going to be talking about the effects of, this class elitism, way of thinking, and how counterproductive it is. Okay. Why do I feel it's counterproductive? Because there is no such thing on planet Earth, okay, where people are not equal. Where people are subservient to the privileged class. There is no such thing as better people based off of the family, society, or country that they came from. We're all the same, folks. So do not feel that there's better people out there. I'm gonna turn around since I think it's much better to walk close to where I am currently staying, because it's starting to get dark and it's starting to get cold as well. So what I was saying is that there isn't anybody better than anyone on this planet. The haves and the have-nots are haves and the have-nots because society said they're haves and the have-nots. If society says everyone's equal, regardless of purchasing power, okay, then everybody's equal. Okay? You can't measure society and people based on wealth. Maybe you can compare people based off of education, maybe, because there's some people that are more educated than others. But you can't possibly create a matrix in which people are judged based off of their material things that they own. Okay? Purchasing power, because you can acquire $1 million because somebody gives you $1 million in one day. That doesn't mean that you've actually acquired it. Somebody just donated to you. Okay? So we're going to base our idea of social caste system based off of one's ability to learn and one's ability to transfer knowledge. That's today's metrics and today's reality of wealth and success. Okay, your ability to have freedom, the ability to inspire and pursue whatever it is that makes you happy. Okay, so we have a few questions here. Hi Liz, hello. Chicken Edits, thanks for joining us. And J.E.'s, thanks for your question. What is life in America like? And should you immigrate here? That's a kind of loaded question, if I can say. Life in America is somewhat pretty interesting. Okay, it's not as fast paced as most people talk about, and in all reality, you know, it just depends on what you make out of it. You know, that's just anywhere you go. Is it hard if you don't have a lot of money? Yes. Very difficult to live in America without money. But money tends to come easy in America too. If you're not too picky on how you earn. You know, you can basically do just about anything and make money in America legally. Okay, I'm talking about legally. Don't try to, you know, rob anyone. But to me, as someone who comes from an immigrant family background, you know, I mean, I grew up in a family that came from a third world country, a very poor country. We didn't have much growing up. I remember, you know, when I was a kid, we would ride on my dad's old beat up Toyota flatbed truck to go to school. Now, those were really fun times, depending how you see it. You know, some people saw it as impoverished or, you know, hard pressed economically and financially, which we were. But it was a lot of fun for a kid to go to school on the back of a truck. Okay, that was one of my highlights growing up in America as the son of legal immigrants. Okay, so regarding your question, should you immigrate here? That too is a pretty interesting question. There are people that want to come to America still because, you know, to them, it's a land of opportunity, a land of plentiful and wealth. And there's also people that don't want to come to America because they just don't see the social issues that America is having to deal with worth it. You know what, I'm gonna go this way. They don't see the social issue worth it for them to live their life having to deal with problems that are not really problems per se. It's just created by society. Okay, so it's not really, you know, the kind of situation that people from a third world country or even second world countries having to deal with. We have first world country problems in America that are very superficial and counterproductive. So, yeah. Is it worth it? It really depends on you if you're willing to put up with it. I myself don't, you know, feel that it's worth the hassle and trouble as long as, you know, you're comfortable in your home country and there's ways for you to build your momentum, your capacity, your ability to succeed, and opportunities are being created. It doesn't have to be there right away, but if the opportunities have been created, then just stay in your country and help your country grow. That's what I would say. Now, the reason most people want to come to America, in my opinion, and I've lived overseas, I've lived in, you know, wealthy countries, and I've lived in really in, you know, poor countries too, because I was working in economic development. So I've come across people that are perfectly happy with their lives, even though they don't have much. Okay, so it really depends on you. as an individual, how you see life and how you deal with it. Okay, not everybody who's got money are completely happy, even though yes, they have the means to support themselves and be happy and purchase whatever it is that they want to purchase. But many people, once that material thing disappear after you purchase something, and 2-3 weeks later the effect of that purchase disappear, you go back down to as if you didn't buy that that thing or whatever it is that you purchased. Mainly because people live by experience. We judge our surroundings and success and failure based off of our experience. If you have a bigger house, nice car, fancy luxurious lifestyle, some people find it gratifying, and they feel as if they've succeeded. And then they realize that they're missing things that people that are poor have, and they don't have the same quality friends, for example, as some of the poorer people. Maybe the family's not quite there for them, even though they have a lot of money. And so it really depends on you, on how you see life and how you deal with it. Okay, folks. So to your question, CJEs, I say experience other countries, come visit the US, see what it's like, but don't depend on wealth or money to give you that experience of satisfaction. And sometimes it might short term, but things in life that are actually worth our attention and experience are things that money can't buy. Like spending time with people that you care about, having the opportunity to travel, work wherever you want to work, meet interesting people. That's what's important in life. So these are really nice houses that they're starting to build around this area. So check this out. Pretty decent sized property. So what else I'm gonna say? Don't base things on what you see in movies, the superficial things, because they don't last very long. Focus on things that money can't buy, and then you decide where you want to go. I've lived in a third world country, in Europe, for example, that I feel quite happy and satisfied and content. And I didn't have much there, but I got to experience, a simple life, a slower pace of life. So I'm okay with that. Some people want to chase money, which is not bad. I commend and I encourage people to grow their wealth and purchasing power. I like to see people succeed financially, and I tried to do that for myself too. So, but it's not always You know, the only thing you can basically develop some balance in your life in which you have the freedom and also you have the opportunity to succeed financially. Okay, so like today, it's been an interesting day. It wasn't as fast-paced or busy today, Friday. I got to talk to some very interesting people in North Carolina that's helping me with a project. So it's a pretty great opportunity, you know. I have that flexibility to work and live where I want, and I'm not overly stressed about tomorrow. I mean, I would guess I'm lucky because I'm not really, you know, I'm not married or have children that I worry about. So I guess that's a blessing too. But maybe one day I'll, you know, eventually start a family and, you know, have children and be in one place long term. So I'm okay with that too. So like I was saying, don't base life on things that are material. Base it on experiences that you will remember, okay? People that you meet, things that you learn. I have a cold. It's either a cold or some sort of virus because it's been lingering on for several days now. So I apologize if I sound a little under the weather, because technically I am, just a little bit. But I wanted to go for a walk since my body is not fit to sit down. I mean, I've done that and it costs me a lot of pain just sitting around and not exercising. So I decided to go out for a walk. I might even go drive for a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that's the plan. If you guys ever want to experience the fullness of life, then give yourself the opportunity to experience the fullness of life. Travel, meet other people, follow people that inspire you on YouTube, you know, podcasts that pique your interest. Anything that would open your heart and mind. Okay, folks, that's something that I've learned, and I'm glad I did early on in my life. I was mentored by an older gentleman who kind of took me under his wing and played that second father figure to me. So I was fortunate enough to meet him. But had I not gone out there and meet people, I wouldn't have been able to meet him. So think about what I'm saying, folks. Okay, what's happened to the house? There used to be a house here, and it burned last year. I wonder where it happened to it. Let me go walk that way. What I was saying is, explore the world. If you're young, if you're in your late teens, early 20s, even 30s, explore the world. Learn as much as you can. And don't be, constantly judging experiences and environments. Okay? Connect with people that get you to think, that inspire you to think, and challenge you to think. Okay, especially if you're young. All right, yeah, I think that house did burn down, and they didn't rebuild. There's just a flat piece of land here now. It looks like they bulldozed it down or tore it down. So it used to be here. Now it's gone. So funny thing is, looks like it's been turned into some sort of a parking lot there. So what I was saying is, explore the world, connect with people, write down things that you would like to accomplish with your life. I think that would also help you kind of structure your overall trajectory. You know, when I was younger, when I was in college, I had a mentor, and they asked me to write a bucket list. So I did, and I don't even know where I put that bucket list that I drafted it 30 years ago. Not even, well, close to 30. I'm going to look for it eventually. But yeah, write things down that you want to accomplish, and you know, try to attain it. Okay, folks. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a drive. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for the questions, and I hope to see you guys again on my next video blog. And follow our podcast, Faceconomics podcast, and our YouTube channel, Faceconomics TV YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. So until we meet again, have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.